My girlfriend said, "You already lost." I replied. Then I walked away. Then I packed my bag, cut her off completely, focused on my own life, and quietly watched as her upgrade fell apart when karma caught up to her in ways no one saw coming. Welcome back to Reddit Tales. In today's story, we explore a man who sacrificed almost everything for his girlfriend, only to be told he had already lost to her ex. As you listen, notice the moment where you would have walked away. Hey everyone, I need to get this off my chest. It has been a strange ride, and looking back, it is almost unreal how one smug comment broke everything, but also set me free in a way I did not expect. If you have ever been compared to an ex or felt like a backup plan, maybe this will sound familiar. Names are changed. Let's call her Emily and her ex Mark. We had been together a little over 3 years. I met Emily at a mutual friend's barbecue in the city where we both worked entry-level jobs. She was vibrant and funny, with a laugh that could light up a room. I was the steady type, reliable, always planning ahead. I thought that was what she liked about me. From the start, I was all in. About 6 months in, she lost her job at a marketing firm because of cutbacks. It hit her hard. She would cry at night and doubt herself. I picked up extra shifts at my engineering job to cover rent while she looked for work. I cooked meals, listened to her vent, helped tweak her resume. When she finally landed a better position in a different city 2 hours away, I did not hesitate. I requested a transfer, packed up our place, and moved with her. It meant leaving my close friends behind, but I told myself we were building a future. This was the point where I started trading big pieces of my own life for the relationship, without asking if she would ever do the same for me. Back in those early days, it felt worth it. One night after a rough interview, she came home defeated. I surprised her with her favorite takeout and a bubble bath ready. She melted into my arms and whispered, "You are my rock." Moments like that made the sacrifices feel right. I skipped a friend's bachelor party to be there when she needed me. I put off a professional certification that could have boosted my career because it would have meant less time with her during her transition. I was loyal, committed. I was even saving for a ring, picturing a quiet weekend getaway proposal. Then the cracks started to show. Emily had a habit of bringing up her ex Mark. At first it was casual. "Mark used to take me on spontaneous road trips," she would say while we watched TV, her voice a little nostalgic. I brushed it off as normal reminiscing. Mark was the exciting guy from her college days. Tattoos, motorcycle, always chasing thrills. They broke up because he was flaky and cheated, but she talked about him like he was larger than life. Over time, the comparisons got sharper, especially during small arguments. If I suggested a budget because money was tight after the move, she would roll her eyes. Mark never worried about pennies. He just lived in the moment. If I planned a quiet date night instead of hitting a club, she would sigh. "You are so predictable." Mark would have surprised me with concert tickets. When a partner praises their ex more than they appreciate you, that is not harmless nostalgia. It is a quiet way of telling you where you rank. The emotional distance followed. She started staying late at work events, then coming home glued to her phone, giggling at messages. I caught glimpses of her screen. Messages from Mark. "Just old friends catching up," she said, dismissive when I asked. She posted a vague story on social media, a meme about missing the spark with someone who really gets you. Friends messaged me asking if we were okay. I tried to talk to her about it, but she spun it around. "You are being paranoid. It is nothing. Stop being controlling." So I backed off because I did not want to be that guy. Looking back, that was gaslighting. She wanted the safety of me and the thrill of him at the same time. At night, I would find her scrolling through his old photos, liking stuff from years ago. During sex, she would zone out, eyes far away. Once she even whispered the wrong name. She brushed it off as a slip. I forgave it, but after that, the feeling of being second best never really left. I was pouring everything into us while she treated me like a placeholder. The breaking point came on a random Tuesday evening. I had a long day at work, pushing a project toward a deadline, staying late to finish things. I got home and started dinner, hoping for a quiet night. Emily walked in and slammed the door. "Why did you not text me back earlier?" she snapped. She had messaged while I was in back-to-back meetings. That turned into a fight over something small, maybe dry cleaning I forgot to pick up. "You are always so wrapped up in your safe little routine," she yelled. "Mark would have dropped everything for me." I tried to stay calm. "Emily, can we talk about this without bringing him up all the time?" she laughed. That cold, smug laugh that does not match the words. "Why?" "You are not competing with him. You already lost." Her eyes were flat when she said it, like she had been dying to say that for months. It felt like a punch to the chest. In that moment, every sacrifice played back in my head. The move, the extra shifts, the nights I sat with her while she cried about her career, the ring I was saving for. That one line showed exactly how she had ranked us in her head. I did not yell. I did not beg or argue. Something inside me just clicked off. I stood up, went to the bedroom, and pulled out a duffel bag. I started packing. Shirts, pants, toiletries, all very calm, like I was getting ready for a business trip. She came in a minute later, the smug look gone. "What are you doing?" I zipped the bag halfway and looked at her. "Letting the winner have you." Her face crumpled. Tears started to fall. "Wait, no, I did not mean it like that. It was just an argument. Come on, do not be dramatic." I finished packing, grabbed my keys, and walked to the door. "Goodbye, Emily." I left to the sound of her sobbing behind me. That night I checked into a cheap hotel with buzzing lights and thin walls. I sat on the edge of the bed with my bag at my feet, staring at the wall while her words replayed in my head. "You are not competing with him. You already lost." I thought about all the small signs I had ignored. The late-night messages, the way she pulled away when I tried to hold her, the jokes about Mark that were not really jokes. I remembered a dinner with her coworkers a month before, where she laughed a little too hard at a story about wild college nights with him. I had felt people looking at me with pity. I just smiled and squeezed her hand under the table. Love can make you loyal. It can also make you a doormat if you refuse to see patterns. The next morning, I called my boss and pushed through a transfer back to my original office in my old city. I moved onto my buddy Jake's couch while I looked for a new apartment. I blocked Emily on everything. Phone, socials, email. No half-open doors, no secret ways to reach me. It felt like ripping off a bandage. The silence was hard at first. I still woke up some mornings expecting a good morning text. Then I would remember and let the feeling pass. My days slowly filled with new routines. Work, the gym, beers with old friends I had drifted from. Jake clapped me on the back one night and said, "You dodged a bullet, man." I was not ready to agree out loud, but a small part of me knew he was right. I did not post about it online. I did not trash her to mutual friends. I let myself feel angry and sad in private. I even started journaling. It sounded silly to me at first, but it helped. I wrote things like, "Today I realized her chaos was not passion. It was instability. I want peace." I signed up for that certification course I had delayed for her. I put my head down and studied. A few weeks later, I passed and landed a promotion with a pay bump. I picked up old hobbies, hiking on trails I had not seen in years, reading without my phone blowing up. Life without constant drama felt quiet and steady. This is the part many people skip. They leave the person but never rebuild their own life. Walking away is only half of the work. About a month in, the karma started to show up, even though I was not looking for it. Mutual friends updated me without me asking. Emily had jumped straight back in with Mark. They were posting pictures at bars, her captions saying things like rediscovering old flames. It did not last. Mark was the same person she had left before. Unpredictable, jealous, short-tempered. Friends said he would blow up if she talked to male coworkers, accuse her of cheating, then disappear for days. One night during a fight, he smashed her phone and stormed out. She tried to downplay it, but people saw through it. Not long after, he ghosted her completely when his own ex came back. He left her with a half-empty apartment and a bruised ego, her job performance dropped. She missed meetings, looked distracted, and ended up being demoted to a junior role. Friends who once defended her started to pull away. One told me, "We saw how she treated you. It all came out." She had chased the spark and ended up with far less than what she already had. As the months rolled on, maybe 3 or 4, the attempts to pull me back in began. At first it was small, a text from an unknown number. "Hey, it is Emily, can we talk? I miss us. That fight was stupid." I read it and felt almost nothing, just a dull echo. I deleted it. A week later, another text. "Please, I know I hurt you, can we fix this?" I ignored that too. Then her sister called me one evening. I answered because I thought it might be an emergency. "Alex, she is a mess," her sister said. "You need to talk to her. She did not mean what she said about Mark." I kept my voice steady. "I am sorry she is going through it, but this is not my problem anymore." "You are being so cold," she said. "She made a mistake. People forgive. Do it for old times' sake." "Old times are over," I replied and ended the call. Emily tried again with a voicemail a few days later. Her voice sounded broken. "Alex, pick up. I was wrong. Mark was a disaster. He was abusive and unstable. I see now what I had with you. Please call me back. I need you." That word stood out to me. Need, not want, not love. Need. Almost every message from her or her family was about how they felt and what they wanted from me. None of it was about what they had done. I deleted the voicemail. After that, her tone started to change. More texts from different numbers. "Why are you ignoring me? This is childish." Then one Saturday afternoon, my doorbell rang at my new apartment. I had finally moved into a simple one-bedroom with a view of a park. I checked the peephole. It was Emily. She looked tired, hair messy, eyes red. I opened the door just a crack. "What are you doing here?" I asked. "Alex, thank God, let me in. We need to talk," she said. "No, we do not." She stepped closer, her voice shaking but still with that edge underneath. "I drove all this way. Mark dumped me like trash. He used me just like you said. I am sorry. I was confused. You were always good to me, stable, kind. Let's start over." I leaned against the frame. "Do you remember that argument?" I asked. "You told me you are not competing with him. You already lost. You said that to justify chasing Mark while keeping me as backup." Tears streamed down her face. I was angry. "It was not real. Please do not throw us away." "Us ended the moment you said that," I replied. "Goodbye, Emily." I closed the door softly, locked it, and listened to her pound on it for a minute before her footsteps faded. After that, the tone of her messages turned nasty. Texts from new numbers. "You are heartless. How can you do this? You will regret this when I am gone for good." Then an email from her mother. A long message about me being a young man who needed to step up and not abandon family. She said Emily was struggling because of me and that they expected better. I blocked them all. A mutual friend, Lisa, called one evening while I was out for a run. "Alex, she asked me to reach out," Lisa said. "She is really sorry. She knows the whole Mark thing was stupid. She is alone and depressed. Her family is worried she will do something drastic. Just talk to her." The word drastic hung in the air. I slowed down. "I am sorry she is hurting," I said, "but that is not my responsibility. I have moved on." Lisa's tone went sharp. "Wow, I thought you were better than this. She is your ex, not a stranger. Blocking everyone is low. Take care." We had been friends before I ever met Emily. It hurt, but I blocked her too. I decided that if someone could not respect my boundary, they were not really on my side. Some people only understand a boundary when they crash into it. Emily's last attempt came in another voicemail, this time full of anger. "Fine, ignore me," she said. "You are a coward hiding behind silence. I bet you love this, me begging while you play victim. Mark at least had passion. You are nothing. Stay alone. You deserve it." I listened once and deleted it. There was no real apology in there, just rage that her safety net was gone. During all of this, I started therapy. I wanted to understand why I had stayed so long with someone who made me feel like second place. My therapist helped me untangle the manipulation and the way I had tied my self-worth to being the stable guy who always showed up, even when she did not deserve it. As my life settled, I focused more on my work. With my certification and promotion, I was leading projects and even traveling for conferences. I dated casually for a while, no rush. Eventually, at a networking event, I met Sarah. She was smart, kind, and calm. We bonded over hiking and the fact that both of us valued quiet, steady lives instead of chaos. With her, there were no late-night messages from exes, no cruel comparisons, no games, just simple respect. About 5 months after the breakup with Emily, Jake invited me to his birthday party. It was at a rooftop bar with a view of the city. Before I said yes, I asked him straight out if Emily would be there. He said she was not invited and that he wanted me there. Sarah came with me. I wore a simple button-down and actually felt good walking in with her. The music was low, the skyline was lit up, and for the first time in a long time I felt relaxed at a social event. Then I saw her. Across the room, Emily stood with a drink in her hand. She looked worn down. Her hair was not done the way she used to do it for nights out. Dark circles sat under her eyes. She must have been invited last minute by someone else or just shown up. Our eyes met. She came straight toward us. "Alex," she said, voice shaky. "I did not expect to see you here." "Emily," I replied, keeping my arm around Sarah. She glanced at Sarah and then back at me. "Can we talk privately?" she asked. "There is no need," I said. Her words started to rush out. "Please, I have been a wreck. Mark was abusive. He yelled, broke things, used me for money, then left. I lost my promotion. My friends ghosted me. My family is mad at me. You were right. I was smug. I was horrible. Let's try again. I need stability." Even in that speech, the word need was doing a lot of work. Sarah gently squeezed my hand. I looked at Emily and kept my voice calm. "Do you remember what you said that night?" I asked. "You told me you are not competing with him. You already lost. That was how you justified chasing him while keeping me on the side. The truth is, when I walked away, I won. I got a life without insults, without games, and without being compared to someone who treated you badly." Tears filled her eyes. "I did not mean it. I was confused. He reached out first. I thought I wanted that spark back. Please, Alex, I am sorry." "Facts are facts," I said. "My life now, with peace, with someone who actually respects me, that is my future. You are a closed chapter." Her face flushed with anger. "So that is it. You show up with your upgrade while I suffer." "Heartless." I shrugged a little. "Enjoy the party," I said, and turned toward the bar with Sarah. Emily stood there for a moment, then left early with her head down. I heard later that some mutual friends commented on how different we both seemed. Her smaller and bitter. Me calmer. As the night went on, Sarah and I talked with friends, laughed, and made plans for a hiking trip. I realized there was no leftover longing, no what if. Just a quiet relief that I had listened to myself the night she told me I had already lost. She had tried to measure my worth against someone who hurt her, and in the end, she lost the person who would never have done that. Now, I have blocked that whole part of my life. Not in denial, but in a healthy way. I remember the lessons, not the fantasy. I have a job I enjoy, friends I actually see, and a partner who does not make me compete with a ghost. Karma did not give me a show. It just gave me space to grow away from someone who did not deserve me. Lesson 1. If someone talks about their ex more than they talk about your future together, believe what that really means. Lesson 2. Comparing partners and keeping one as a safe backup is not love. It is using someone. Lesson 3. When a partner mocks your stability but runs back to your steadiness when their chaos fails, they do not respect you. They only need you. Lesson 4. Blocking contact is not cold when it is the only way to protect yourself from ongoing manipulation. Lesson 5. Leaving is only step 1. Step 2 is rebuilding a life that feels calm and honest without them. Lesson 6. You do not lose when you walk away from someone who keeps you in second place. You free yourself to be first in your own life. What would you have done in his place? Would you have walked out the moment she said he had already lost? Or would you have stayed longer? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for listening, and if you found value in this story, Remember to like the video and subscribe to Reddit Tales for more stories like this.